Good evening, traders. It's Eddie here from TradeView. Welcome to tonight's webinar, Online Trading with Alexander Zverev, world number 6 ranked tennis player, also known as Sasha. We're just waiting for Sasha to join. He's going to join in a minute, but we thought we'd get started since it's just a little bit past 7. So I'll introduce him when he comes on. While we're here, actually, this is a bit new for me, having myself on the screen as well, but you can see a few things in the background. I'll see if I can make it a little bit bigger. This is the TradeView office, or part of it anyway. So this is the trading desk here. Actually, this tennis ball here, Sasha signed for us at the Australian Open. So pretty cool stuff. All right. So we can bring this presentation back. There we go. All right, let's get onto it. Again, here's just another picture of the office. I usually put this one in here because you can see how big it is. We've got one of the traders here, Matt, on the desk. He's actually on my desk. That's where I'm presenting this webinar from. You can see all the way down there as well. Now, before we get started, I'll go through our risk warning. This presentation is provided for information purposes only, and you shouldn't regard it as financial product advice. It doesn't take into account your specific objectives, financial situation, or needs. Also, we might show some back-tested results in this presentation. They're purely hypothetical or simulated, and they have certain limitations, unlike an actual performance record. We're not saying that any account will or is likely to achieve profit, similar or loss, similar to those shown. Okay, so a little bit about us. We're a privately held prop trading firm here based in Melbourne, and we trade all sorts of products. We'll pretty much trade everything that moves, equities, futures, options, FX, and money markets all around the globe. What we are is we're a systematic trading firm, so we follow a strict set of mechanical rules. We come up with automated trading ideas, and we build them, and we trade them. I think actually we've just got our special guest, Sasha. I'll bring him up. Sasha, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Welcome to this webinar. It's about you. You're the star. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
Excellent.
Even though we're very far away.
Yes, we are. Well, we're in Melbourne. Whereabouts are you at the moment?
I'm at home in Monaco, getting ready for the next tournament. Yeah, I mean, the season doesn't stop, right? So you got to keep on traveling. I've been to multiple different continents already this year alone, so yeah, keep going.
Excellent. Where's the next tournament?
It's in Monaco. That's why I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fantastic. But you live in Monaco, yeah?
Yeah, most players do. I mean, a lot of players live in Monaco. The European-based players mostly live in Monaco as well. So it's a nice little practice ground. It's a nice practice facility, and also it's nice to have a home tournament kind of here now.
Yeah, beautiful. Great place to be. So. All right, fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll keep going through this webinar. We've got a few questions in there for you, and then we'll also bring you back on at the end for some more involved questions from the audience, if that's okay.
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah. All right.
So just a little bit about us. Actually, we'll bring Sasha back in just a second. So as I said, what we do, we're a systematic trading firm. We've got a strict set of mechanical rules that we follow when we trade. We run about 70 different automated trading models. This webinar is, more about the basics of online trading, but we will talk about a little bit about automation as well for those of you who are interested. Sasha, we're going to bring you back again in a second. What I did was I went to the ATP site and I brought up this. So here's your stats. That's just the basics, but do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself and, maybe in relation to trading? We know you're fairly new to trading as well, but maybe do you have any favorite products that you trade or anything like that?
Well, actually, most of the trading my brother does, right? So, he's somebody that I trust a lot. He's now also part of my management team with Sergey Buka, so he's somebody that takes care of that for me in a way. We started trading back in 2018 for the first time. That's when he built his account for the trading platform, and since then, obviously, he always asks me before. He always keeps me informed, but he's the one that actually does the procedures.
Excellent. So it's basically it's a perfect partnership for yourself and your brother and Sergey with TMGM. So
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of common ground there. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say about yourself that maybe the guys out there don't know about you?
Well, I think a lot of people know a lot of things about me. Yeah, I mean, I'm a 23-year-old tennis player. Love coming to Australia, one of my favorite spots in the world. Generally a person that likes to keep learning, likes to learn new things, and that's why I'm very excited about the next hour and a half of this, and hopefully I can learn some new things.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, we're definitely glad to have you here. All right. Yeah. All right, we'll keep on going. Oh, by the way, I think when we posted the webinar, I think you're ranked number 7, but is it right? You're number 6 now.
Yeah, finally I changed my ranking.
No, that's great, mate.
For how long have I been number 7 for over probably 1.5 years. Because of the ranking system, it was very difficult to kind of get up in the rankings.
Yeah, well, congratulations on number
Thank
6.
You.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right. We'll keep on moving through. Okay, a little bit just about me personally. I started trading here with TradeView in I started trading in 2013. So I was basically brand new back then. I didn't really know anything about the markets, and I didn't know anything about automation either. But I really wanted to trade automated. I actually personally wanted to trade at a professional firm, as in I wanted to do it for a career. And one thing that I've always done is I just kept on moving forward, and I kept taking any opportunity that got presented. So I was lucky enough to get introduced to the owner here at TradeView, and I did one of our systems building programs. I learned how to build some automated trading systems, and then I just kept on going and started trading them. I've been here for about 8 years, so I'm now the general manager, and I build and trade some models here. I've got some questions for the audience as well. All right, and also actually I can see a lot of questions here from the audience. Sasha, there's quite a few questions there for you, but what we'll do, guys, is we'll have some time with Sasha at the end. We've got quite a bit of time for him to answer your questions, so I appreciate all the questions. You're more than welcome to post them, but we'll definitely come back to them at the end. So guys, how long have you been trading for? This is probably a little bit more of an introductory style webinar, but how long have you guys been trading for? You can just post there in the chat for me. Let me know. All right, Han, 15 years. All right, another Sasha, 6 months. All right, a few newbies, a couple of years. We've got Bruce there. Hi, Bruce, how you doing? Will, fantastic. Wow, this chat moves very, very fast. 18 months, Charles. A few hey Sashas there. A few newbies. Look, there's quite a few new people there. Fantastic. All right, well, I think you're really going to enjoy this webinar tonight. Tell me, guys and girls, what are some of the challenges that you've been facing with your trading? All right, consistency, says John. That's probably one of the most common ones. Doesn't know what to buy. Emotions. All right, building a portfolio. Fantastic. We can definitely help with that. Losses. Yes, that's definitely a challenge. Knowing the ins and outs and feeling confident to go ahead. All right, fantastic, Gerlin. We can definitely help with that. Building a consistent portfolio. All right. So a few common themes in there. We'll see if we can cover some of that tonight. As I said, we're an automated firm. Is there anyone else out there using automation? And also, of course, guys, look, you're more than welcome to contact us. We'll put our details up at the end. So if there's something that we don't cover in tonight's webinar, then we definitely can go over that with you. All right. Rebecca says she would love to meet you. I think she means, I'm not sure if she means me or you, but I don't know, probably you. Fantastic. All right. G was hoping to learn some automation for his scalping. Fantastic. What's one thing that you'd like from this webinar? I think G's already said it there. All right, a few people there who've used some automation as well. All right, manual supply and demand moving average to some people. Oh, tennis tips, there you go. We'll maybe get some tennis tips at the end, yeah? All right, okay, fantastic. All right, so what we're going to cover in today's webinar, we're going to be talking about how you can take advantage of online trading. We're going to be talking about placing and managing your trades. What we'll do is we'll pull up the TMGM platform, the MT4, and we'll show you how you can actually place and manage a trade. We'll talk a little bit about automated trading. Then we'll go into some Q&A with myself. So if you've got any trading related questions for myself or Sasha, if you want to take any, you're more than welcome to take any of the trading ones. And then we'll do some Q&A with Sasha at the end. So, save up all your questions and you'll have plenty of time to ask Sasha. Okay, so taking advantage of online trading. I always like to show some kind of history of trading. So, basically this is the trading pits in Chicago. I don't know if anybody remembers this or has ever seen anything like this, because now basically it looks like this, as in it doesn't exist anymore. What happened is online trading took over and trading in the pit doesn't exist anymore. So, it's times have basically moved forward. And what you've got now, you've got people like this. This is Matt, one of our senior traders, and obviously he's an online trader. Even, a step further, he's an automated trader. So, times have changed, and, we don't have to trade in the pit anymore. You don't have to call your broker on the phone. Everything you can do online. Actually, I've got a question, and Sasha, you can answer this one if you want as well. What are some of the misconceptions you guys hear about online trading? Well, actually, what I'll do, I'll put it over to Sasha first, if that's okay. Is there anything that you thought about trading, or any misconceptions you had before your brother started, or anything like that?
Well, I think fraud is one thing that a lot of people think about when they think about online trading, right? So I think the misconception of that is quite common.
Mm-hmm. And you've obviously found that your brother's been trading for some time now and not really encountered any issues. So
yeah, well, I mean, everything with everything that you start off the first time, I think everything is very difficult. So in the beginning, it was not necessarily that we were making a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think trading is like everything else that you do. It needs some time to learn. It needs some time to practice. It needs some time to get better at. And I think now, after basically almost 3 years, is the time that it starts getting better, and we're understanding the market better as well. So, as I said, for newbies, you're not going to be a professional from right away. You need to understand the things you do first.
That's absolutely perfect. We actually use we use sports type analogies when we talk to people about that same thing. I mean, for yourself as a professional tennis player, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you're 23 now, but I'm pretty sure you put a lot of hours in on the practice courts and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, I have, yes. I mean, me especially, I'm somebody that enjoys hard work. I'm somebody that enjoys the hours spent in the gym, the hours spent on court. I like to practice a lot. Some other players maybe don't, but me, I like to challenge myself in a way. And it's the same, I think, with trading. And you need to spend hours on doing that. You need to spend hours on getting better to kind of master what you do.
Exactly. Agree 100%. Thanks for that. Well answered.
Yeah.
All right. So with online trading, guys and girls, one of the things that's great about it is it's basically 24 hours, 5 days a week. So what that means is you can practically trade anytime. I mean, Sasha, what time is it over there in Monaco?
It's 11:20 a.m.
11:20 a.m. Yeah, so we're 7:22 p.m. here in Melbourne. I mean, both of us can trade. Markets are open everywhere, so it's fantastic. Doesn't really matter where you live. You can trade online pretty much any time. another one of the great things is I showed the pits before, the trading pits. To go and trade in the pits, you needed minimum $1 million to go and trade there. And, you know, a lot of people, you can see some of the old footage and movies of people basically blowing up their accounts very quickly in there, and they're big accounts. Now you can open up a TMGM account with a minimum of $100. So it's very easy for people to get started. And as Sasha said, you know, to get started and to learn and to practice. One of the things you can do, guys, as well, if you don't already have a TMGM account, we've got a link here to open the account. So you can use this one. It's bit.ly/tradeautomated. Actually, I'll just post it in the chat. And also, if you can use QR codes, you can scan a QR code on your phone. So just open up your Photos app and you can take a photo and it will scan it on most of the phones. So that will help you to set up your TMGM account. If you set it up today as well during this webinar and you mention the webinar with the TMGM staff, then we'll talk to you about at the end a special bonus that you can get.
Edwin, what is in your opinion the best time to do trades? What is the best timing? What's the right timing to do it? Is there such thing in your opinion?
It's a really good question, Sasha. What happens is, look, during the major sessions, the US sessions, you'll probably, and the European and obviously the Australian session, there's times when markets are more volatile, which we really like. What we do is we build automated trading systems, and then we actually test what is the best times for what markets. The webinar we did last month with TMGM, we actually built a strategy and we found that it worked best if you traded it 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. We tried running that strategy, over different time frames and, during different sessions, and it actually worked much better. 24/5, which is what you can do automated. So yeah, it really depends on the strategy. But again, what we do, we build things and we test them and we just find out where it works best. So
okay,
yeah, good question. All right. And also what you can do, you can get a TMGM MT4 trading platform for free. So again, use the link that's up there, bit.ly/tradeautomated. If you type it in, you have to put a capital T and a capital A, otherwise it won't get you there, or use a QR code. Set up your account, and then you can get a free MT4 trading platform. What you can do is you can start practicing. You can start placing trades, opening trades, all that kind of stuff. Start understanding the markets. There's really a lot of tools on there that you can get for free. And we can also talk to people about if you want to educate yourself and develop yourself as a trader as well. Okay, so let's talk about placing trades. We'll just cover some of the basics as well tonight. All right, a few there. I'll just read out a few for you, Sasha. Good luck for your next tournaments from Japan, says Kamika. All right.
Yeah, I'm reading them myself, so thank you.
Oh, you can see them here. Cool.
Who's actually writing them? Yeah.
Cool.
I don't want to interrupt, so I don't say much, but I can see a lot of fans.
No worries. No, it's great to see, guys. We'll go through back at the end, guys, and Sasha will answer all your questions. All right. So placing trades. First thing that you need to do is you need to identify your entry. How do you want to get into the trade? And basically, there's many different ways that you can do that. Some people like to use indicators. Some people use price action. Other people use fundamentals. Or you can use a combination of all those things. But you basically need to do that in order to come up with some kind of an entry to place the trade. The next thing you want to do is set your position sizing. We'll actually bring up the TMGM platform. All right. So we've got it here. So for example, I'll actually talk about this one a little bit later. There's a common strategy that people trade called moving average crossover, which you've probably heard of. What you're looking for is you're looking for one moving average to cross over the other one. So that could be a technical entry point. And at that point, when they cross over, you might want to place the trade. Okay. So that's the first thing you're looking for. Just got a few questions here. All right. I've actually, I'll save that one for the end, Andrew, but good question. Okay, Carla says, newbie here, when you say automated, does that mean an AI model is making investment decisions, or does it mean you set a price to buy or sell at? Carla, that's a really good question. There's many different ways that you can build automated trading models. To give you an idea, probably what we do, the simplest way to explain it is we come up with trading ideas and then we automate those ideas. So for example, I'll show you the moving average crossover. It's not necessarily an idea that we use, but I'll show you how that works so that when this event occurs, we tell the computer to place the trade. So it's basically doing what we would do manually, but much more efficiently. And actually, to come back to Sasha's question before about the best hours to trade, I mean, as a human, you actually can't stay awake 24 hours a day, but the computer can. So it gives you more opportunities to be able to take more trades. All right, so we'll come back to setting position sizing a little bit later. And you can also set a stop loss and take profit. So that's the basics of placing a trade. We'll go through in a second and we'll actually do some of that. So there's a number of ways to place a trade when you get an entry signal. And the first one is, I'll just show you this on the TMGM platform. So when you get your platform tonight, you can at least get started and do a few bits and pieces. So number one, on the MT4 platform, what you can do is you can actually go here and click on new order. What that will do is that will open up the deal ticket, and then you can actually buy or sell. So you can do a few things. You can click buy, for example. This is just on the Aussie dollar. And we're just on a demo account here. So this is exactly what you guys can do for free when you open up your account tonight. So we're going to buy the Aussie dollar here, and we're going to buy it in the smallest size possible, which is 0.01. Okay, so if we want to take a bigger trade size, then we increase, basically increase the position size. If we want to go smaller, obviously we go smaller. The more that, the bigger you increase the trade size, obviously the more risk you're going to be taking on with that trade. So that's one way, is to literally go to new order and place the order there. The next thing that you can do, another way to place a trade, is through the one-click trading. So this is a really easy way. Here you have the ticker, and you can click buy or sell. So again, if you want to buy the Aussie dollar and you see your chart pattern occur or your entry condition occur, you can set your position sizing and just simply click buy or sell. So we can buy again. There we go. So exactly the same thing. All right. The next thing that you can do, you can actually do auto trading. So again, that's what we do. And you have a little auto trading here. And what you can do is you can then let the computer place the trades for you. So we'll show you how to do that in a little bit. All right, next thing we'll do is we'll talk about managing trades. So there's many different ways that you can manage the trades as well on the TMGM platform. What we'll talk about is we're talking about setting up a, placing a trade and then setting up a stop loss and profit target. So what you could do, you can place these at the time of entry, or you can place them after your entry as well. A few questions here. Okay. What do we say? It's moving pretty fast. Sorry, guys. All right, I'll come back to some of these. Fantastic. So I'll pull up the platform, and again, what we'll do, we've got a trade open here. So we've got this buy trade open on the Aussie dollar, and what we can do, if we want to place a stop loss or take profit on this, what we can do is we can actually click on it. It's going to open up the deal ticket, and we can set our stop loss and take profit. So what we'll do here, we're going to set our stop loss to, let's just say 76 cents. and we'll set our take profit to 77 cents. So you can place a trade in any of the ways we just showed you, and then you can basically set your take profit and stop loss. So your take profit is up here. You can see that one, and stop loss down here. Sasha, do you have any favorite products to trade?
Well, I think my brother, the thing that we trade the most is probably, shares and stuff like that. I mean, my brother is always somebody that looks at the market very well. I mean, he looks at the things that are going down at the moment. We like to buy trades when they're actually at a very lower point, so there's not really room to go downhill from there, and then he sells them when at a very high point. So that's how we do it. There's not really one thing. There's obviously shares. There's company. There's there's other things that my brother likes to do. Obviously, as I said, I'm getting informed about those things most of the time, but most of the time he's the one that is in charge of that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Mostly US shares, or trade European shares mostly?
Yeah, mostly U.S. shares, because my brother's first ever account was actually in the U.S. So he's more in the U.S. market.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. What was the best or worst trade that you've ever made?
Okay.
In your life?
All right, good question. We were talking about it. This afternoon in the office, and I think there's a couple of we've been around for a long time, and I mean I've been trading for a little while. I guess 8 years, but there was a couple that sort of we talked about that sprang to mind. So I'll bring up actually our platform. I'll see if I can find some here. So if we have a look at, for example, so this was probably one of the better ones, I think. Let me have a look. This here is the S&P 500. So we trade all sorts of products. We do like trading the stock index quite a bit, the US indices, the S&P and the Dow. I mean, actually, this might be a little bit of a tougher one for you, but I don't know. Do you want to have a guess? Do you know when this was? This is the US market. It might be a tough one here. I don't know. Putting on the spot. Oh, sorry, you're muted, Sasha.
Sorry.
No, all good.
I was talking for a very long time already.
Yeah, it was all important, I know.
So I'll probably say this is what, April 2000. What is it? 2016, 17? Was it?
2020. So
2020.
Yep.
Okay.
What do you reckon
All
happened?
right.
What do you reckon happened then?
Well, Corona hit, right?
Coronavirus.
Yeah, COVID. So what you said this was your worst trade?
This was actually, I mean, we've had a lot of good trades. So it was it was definitely one of the better ones.
Yeah.
We were talking about, and as a professional firm, one of the things we always talk about is that you have to be prepared for the next move. So we're always prepared for the next move. And in this case, we were already short the US markets. So we actually were able to take advantage of almost that entire move, which was fantastic.
Because they say COVID for the trading market was actually, a big surprise, but obviously it was not that bad. It didn't influence the market in a bad or negative way as much.
Well, we got this, obviously we got this big drop here, but then it got bought back up and made all-time highs again. So, the thing is with the markets, there's a lot of different ways to make money, whether you're long or short. And, again, the big thing for us is being prepared for what's the next move, because, on the move, on the way down, we're already preparing for what's the next move. I mean, the S&P had been going up. I'll see if I can scroll out a little bit. Oh, wait, up here we are. I mean, that had been going up for a very, very long time. So I'll see if I can make it smaller. There we go. So, we were, the markets had been rallying for a very, very long time. So we had started to, automated models had started to get short around here, which, I mean, look, I'm not going to say that we predicted the coronavirus, but, we were fortunately in the right direction for that move. And, and we were able to take advantage of that. So that was definitely one of the better trades. One of the worst trades, and it actually sort of ties in nicely because, we do try and prepare for the next move, but there's just some things that you can't prepare for. So I've got this one here. This one's I'll show you. I've got to go back a little bit. Sorry, we'll get there. So we've got to go back to, no, forward. I think we've got to go to 2015. There we go. Can you see that one? That was 1 day. So it was 2015. So 6 years ago, you would have been what, 17? So
15. I was been 18.
18. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what that one was. Do you know what that move was? That was in the dollar Swiss franc, but it was also, there was similar move in other currencies as well. Do you know what that one was?
No, I don't remember.
They had the Swiss franc was pegged against the euro, and the Swiss National Bank pulled the peg without telling anybody. So this one, I mean, we had some long positions, and literally within a matter of minutes, there was about 2,000 or 3,000 point drop. So you can prepare as much as you like, but there's not really anything you can do about those kind of events as a trader. The thing that we did do, even though it's hard to say it was one of the worst trades, I guess. It was a bad event, but
it was a bad day.
It was a bad day, but because of the way that we have prepared for stuff, and because of our position sizing model and our risk management, I mean, yes, we did lose some money, but we were able to get up the next day and continue. Whereas a lot of other people who don't manage risk, or people who didn't manage risk correctly, probably wiped themselves out. So we actually had, even though that was a very big move, we still had a positive year in 2015. So, yeah, so that was definitely one of the more challenging scenarios, and not something you can do anything about. I mean, have you got any sort of analogies with tennis in terms of preparation and things like that?
Well, so our season is obviously 11 months long, right? So as you say, the best thing for trading is to be 24 hours a day on the trading market, but you can't do that. So the same with us. The only difference is that we have to prepare our bodies. So we need to know when our bodies are allowed to be at a low, when our bodies need to be at a complete high. So we try to peak obviously for the 4 Grand Slams of the year. We try to peak for the ATP finals in London. And that's what we train for. So at times the big players, the top 10 players, the players that are trying to win the Grand Slams, they take preparation weeks, they take preparation tournaments, they take they know that some weeks or some turns they're not going to play their best, and they need to accept that. They need to know when they need to give their body to the preparation. They need to know when they need to give their body the time to do well at the periods of the year where they want to do well. And you need to kind of count backwards. You need to kind of build your training up that way. You need to build your body up that way. You need to build your tennis training up that way as well. And so that's why you sometimes at smaller tournaments you see big players, losing earlier than expected, and then Grand Slams they're kind of unbeatable. It's because of that, because the top players, they know exactly how to build their body up. They know exactly how to be in the top performance when they need to be. I think that's quite similar to the trading market. As you say, you need to know in advance what's going to happen. You need to plan in advance what's going to happen, even though you don't know always what's going to happen, but you need to be prepared for it. And it's the same way in tennis. Yeah.
Would you say, look, in trading, I mean, you've probably heard, as you said, it took a little while for your brother and yourself to sort of, to learn and start to understand trading. I mean, with tennis, obviously, would you say that there's a big, in trading, we say, the top, 5 or 10% of people can make some good money. And then most of the other people, it's a sliding scale from there. Would you say it's the same sort of thing with tennis? I mean, do you notice that the top 10 players, are they doing something completely different, or they're just on another level to everybody else?
I think there's a group of people, yeah, that you know, in a big tournament or if everything goes normal, you know, things happen sometimes out of your control. You get injured, you don't feel too well, you get stomach ache or something like that. But you know that there's the top players that at a normal day, and if everything is on to plan, you're just gonna have a tough time beating them.
Mm-hmm.
And the other players know that they can play as well as they want, but you know, at the end, at a level at a Grand Slam or something like that, it's very difficult to beat the top players. And I think there's a group of probably, I would say 7-8 guys right now that are in that category of when they're playing well, they're very difficult to beat, and that's just how it is. That's just, I think in any sport, there's a level gap between those guys and everyone beyond that.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, look, I don't follow tennis super closely, but I've watched a decent amount of tennis. I mean, those guys, they've been playing for a long time and they have a lot of experience, and I guess that's probably a big part of it, yeah?
Well, I think you know, if you think about those guys, you think about the top three with Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. But I think new guys are coming along into that group. I think Dominic Thiem, Tsitsipas, Medvedev, and myself are in that category as well, where if our bodies and if our minds are feeling well and are in the right spot at the big tournaments, we are also very difficult to beat.
Yeah,
and that's why it's coming down now also to us challenging those guys, to us trying to beat those guys, and I think we're doing it on a more now than we've done before. And yeah, I think this year is going to be very interesting in that regard.
Fantastic. Hey, looking forward to seeing it number one.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Let's do it, mate, for sure. All right, I'll keep moving forward. We'll come back to some more questions. Okay, so yeah, thanks. Great question. Sorry to get a little bit off there, guys, but you know, they were some of the bigger wins and bigger losses that we've had as a professional firm. So they're not all wins, ladies and gentlemen. But as we said, it does. You know, one of the things that I think we do very well is we do prepare for the next move. Okay. So I think we was just showing some of the basics of how to, you know, how to place a trade and how you can set your stop losses and take profits, you know, after you place the trade. Look, having some sort of stop loss is really critical. Again, a really good example was that Swiss franc. So I'll bring that one up again. You know, in this trade, what's going to happen is you're probably not going to, you know, no matter where you put your stop loss, you might not get filled at exactly that point. It's just not possible for any broker to fill you at that point. But that was able to get us out of the trade. Having some sort of a stop loss was able to get us out of the trade and basically stop the bleeding on that one. So that is critical because you don't know when something like that is going to happen. And look, with automation, you can create many different types of stop loss. What we were showing before, just to give you a bit of an example, we were showing basically a standard type of stop loss here, just a certain amount of points away. So if we did something like, I think we said 76 cents. Oops. So here's a standard type of stop loss. Basically, if the price hits this point, it's going to close your trade out. What you can do with automation is you actually don't have to place the physical stop there. You can say if you lose a certain amount of dollars, just close all your trades out. Or, you know, if a certain other type of condition happens, close all your trades out or something like that. So with automation, you have a lot more you know, there's a lot more that you can do in terms of setting up your trade management that's very difficult to do manually. All right, so a little bit about automated trading. This is really our specialty, and you know, if you're really interested in it, definitely give us a call after this webinar, and we can talk to you a little bit more about it. But basically, I think the people say that their strategies might not be able to be automated, but we've been able to automate pretty much anything that we've seen. So if you can see your trading strategy on the charts, then you're going to be able to automate it. Okay. What we found is, you know, I mean, for us, you know, we're trading over 70 models. We're definitely not in front of the computer all the time. And we've also done some testing. We sort of showed it in the last webinar we did with TMGM, where basically you can spend less time in front of the screen and potentially get a lot better results. So we built the system where it traded 24 hours a day, and obviously you can't be awake 24 hours a day, and it got better results than trading less than that. All right, I can see a few questions there as well for me. I'll actually come back and I'll answer some of these in a little bit, so you're more than welcome to keep posting. Okay, and the other thing is, look, anybody can automate. You don't need any prior knowledge or skills required. So, Sasha, at some point, mate, if you want, we'll show you how to do it. But look, you don't need to know anything about. And hey, do you know what? Your bots can place trades for you while you're playing tennis. How cool would that be?
That would be good. So I don't need to kind of waste time on that as well. Not waste time, but you know, kind of spend time on it.
Don't even worry about it. Yeah, we'll get you placing trades while you're playing tennis. I reckon that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, anyone can basically automate. You don't really need any prior knowledge or skills. I'm not a programmer, but I could build some really, really good automated strategies. What I'll do, I was talking about just a simple one. It's a moving average crossover that you know, that a lot of people have sort of seen. And basically, this is how the moving average crossover strategy works. This is a common thing that you can find it online. So basically, the way it works is you might want to buy when the fast moving average crosses up over the slow moving average, and then you want to sell when the fast moving average closes down over the slow, when the fast moving average closes down over the slow moving average. So that's the typical type of strategy. Buying here, and then you know, you've got the fast moving average above the slow moving average, and then selling here. I'll ask a question to the traders out there. Who's heard of this strategy before? Probably quite a lot of people. Okay, Sarah's got a question. What are the prerequisites to learn to build an automated trading strategy? Sarah, I'd probably say there's no prerequisites. I really didn't know anything when I started at all. The one thing that I think you need, and it's actually, like I said to Sasha before, it's a good, sports is a really good analogy, I think, for trading. I think the one prerequisite is that, number one, you've got to get started. You've got to, you know, you've got to build something. And usually, look, we actually show you how to build a strategy in this webinar, but we kept it a bit more simple. So we can talk to you about how you can do that, but you don't need to know any coding or anything like that. You know, you just need to have an idea. It doesn't necessarily have to be a good idea, because what will happen is we'll show you how to build that into an automated model. And, you know, we can back test it. If it gets good testing results, then fantastic. If it doesn't get good testing results, that's okay, because we know that we need to work on it. And then what we do is we just keep on developing it from there. Okay, so the long-winded answer was there's no real prerequisites. Paulina, how did I get into trading? Are there any courses, videos, tutorials I could recommend? Absolutely. I actually got into trading by... the way I got into trading was I was reading a book about trading, a general book, because I just wanted to make money out of the markets like everybody else. And somebody said to me, you know, you can get an MT4 account like I showed you can get from TMGM. And then I just started placing some demo trades. I started thinking, how can I automate this, because I don't want to sit in front of the computer. That basically led me to come to the firm here. I did one of the programs that we run, and then I learned how to build models, and I just kept on doing it and got good at it. So that was it. So is there anything I can recommend? Absolutely. You should do one of our programs, and I'll talk to you about them at the end. All right. So this is the moving average crossover. Now what I did, I've already automated this strategy. So I've just got here in the TMGM MT4 strategy tester. And what I'll do, I'll just run this so you can see it place the trade. So this is what's called a back test, which is basically placing the trades on past data. So what you're going to see is every time this yellow moving average crosses up over the blue one, we're going to buy, and then we're going to close it when the opposite trade happens, and the yellow moving average crosses down over the blue moving average, which is the slow one. We're going to sell and close out the buy trade. So I'll show you. So there we go. So we've got the crossover there, and automatically that's actually going to buy. So this is, like I said, a back test, but what would happen is in real life, the trade would actually just get placed when this event occurs. Now, I mean, I'm sure you know the answer to this question, but do you think that the moving average crossover is going to occur when you're away from the computer? I mean, the answer, of course, is yes. So you're not going to be able to place that trade if you're not in front of the computer, but the model can. the automation can, which is great. So here we go. We're going to cross over again. There we go. So that was a profitable sell trade, and we bought here. Sorry, we bought and sold there. Got a buy trade open here when it crosses over here. And we've got a sell trade here. So that was a profitable buy trade. So you can imagine just this running basically in the background. Now, if we skip it to the end, I mean, this is a very basic model. And there's a lot more that you would, sort of do with it. But just to give you a bit of an idea, this is what the results look like over that period of time. Nothing fantastic. We would need to probably work on this strategy a little bit more. But it actually did make a little bit of money, okay, over the course of 72 trades. So we just traded in very small size. But you can kind of see, that this strategy, it might have some potential to work if we test it for a bit longer and, if we put a little bit more work into it. All right, I think what we'll do now is we'll open it up to some questions. I'll probably spend maybe 10, 15 minutes answering a few trading questions, and then we'll hand it over to Sasha to answer all those tennis and other questions that you've got there. So, all right, I'll start taking some questions. I'll see if I can scroll through and find some of them in there. If I don't answer your question, then feel free to post again. Sasha, of course, mate, if you've got any questions, more than welcome to ask. You can ask verbally because I can hear you. All right. This is a sort of a humorous question from Andrew. It's actually, this one's for Sasha. He says, tennis players on occasion will smash their racket in a moment of frustration. How many keyboards has your brother smashed when frustrated whilst trading?
Well, I mean, I think none so far.
Good.
Because my brother is much calmer than I am when it gets to those things.
Yep.
I actually have a smash racket in the back of me right now. So, no, but yeah, he's much calmer than I am. He doesn't smash rackets on a match court. In practice, when he loses to me, he does smash a racket occasionally.
I think here, Andrew, what Andrew's saying is Andrew himself is probably a keyboard smasher. So, I've never smashed a keyboard.
We all understand.
Yeah, sometimes you get frustrated. That's it. We got some pretty solid keyboards here. That's probably why none of them are broken. All right. Okay. I answered that one earlier. Okay. All right, this is a good one from G. It's not really a question, it's more of a statement, but he says, no good reason not to be automated trading in the FX markets 24/7, 365 days a year. Well, technically, probably not 365 days a year with the right strategy, but agree, of course, G. All right. All right. Wayne actually wanted to see a strategy. We just did that simple moving average crossover strategy tonight, Wayne. But look, if you've got any questions, I'm more than happy to chat to you offline about any strategies. I love showing people different trading strategies, so more than happy to do that offline. All right. Okay, from Carla. Are you limited to certain markets? For example, is trading limited to trade Australian or Asian Pacific markets, or can trade in US stocks? Sounds like yes. What research tools do you have if someone is interested in diversifying into other markets? Basically, what we can do, Carla, you can build models that will run on any markets. So with the tools that we have, we've got a tool we built called TradeView X, and that's what allows you to build your automated models without having to do any coding, and that will work on any market, really. So you can trade on the MT4 platform or MT5. We've got other tools inside the platform as well in terms of analysis and testing and things like that, which we can show you. Okay. There's a question here. Sasha said we have to practice before we go into trading, but what platforms can we use to practice? Best platform is this one, is a TMGM MT4 platform. Again, look, you can do this. I'll pull it up. Use your phone and you can scan this QR code, or you can go to bit.ly/trade-automated, and that will take you to the site to open up an account. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's try this. Let's try this live. See if it works. All right. So if you just hold your phone up to the screen, I don't know if you guys can see that. It says open in Chrome. Let's see. There we go. It's coming up. There we go. So that's all you need to do. You can go there and you can open up an account. So that's how easy it is. Okay. So use the link or use your phone. Very easy. iPhones, just open up photos and then the camera and hold it up and it will scan it. And then you're away. All right. And then you could be able to get the platform from TMGM. All right. Thanks, Bruce. Bruce said you can use our builder. Bruce is a really good client of ours, built some really great models. Sarah, what are some of your strategies to avoid huge losses in trading? Great question. Sarah's got some great questions tonight. I think we sort of touched on that before, Sarah, where one of the key things I would say that professionals do that maybe newbies don't do is, we really try and manage the risk by looking at our position sizing. So what a lot of people do is it's called over trading. They trade in too big a size, and that's probably the key thing that trading in the correct sizing is probably the key thing to avoiding huge losses. All right. What's the best advice you could give to a speculative trader attempting to play the market defensively? It's a very interesting question, Saskia. I mean, number one, we can't give you any advice, but speculating and trading defensively, I don't know necessarily that the two things go well together, I guess. But I mean, look, one of the best things that I think you can do is you can build automated models and you can test out your strategy. So you can do it on a demo account, open up a TMGM demo. It's not going to cost you any money. You can use TradeView X to start building your automated models, and you can start testing them. So we can show you how to do that. So that's what I think is one of the best things. How do you handle the mentality after? I mean, it's devastating. So how do you just handle losses in sports or trading? So I'll answer the trading one. I'll hand the sports one over to Sasha. But in trading, I think, we talk about this on the desk here. A lot of people talk about emotions in trading. And, it's the boss here, Rob, he has a lesson, Psychology 101. Basically, it works like this. When you're making money, you're feeling really good. When you're losing money, you're feeling really bad. So, although you can't necessarily avoid losses, and there's nothing you can do about events like we talked about, like that Swiss franc debacle, but what you can do is you can mitigate that risk by, by preparing properly, by proper position sizing and things like that. And once you start trading automated, you'll find that you're a lot more consistent, and you're probably going to be able to understand that you are going to have some losses in your overall strategy. So I think that's probably some of the key things as well. But look, Sarah, at the end of the day, nobody likes losing money. Okay, so when you lose money, you don't feel good. There's no doubt about that. But Sasha, what about in tennis, mate?
Well, tennis is different. Tennis, you need to have a short-term memory, in my opinion, whether you're winning or losing. Because if you're always remembering the past, you can't really look forward. You can't really improve things. Yes, you need to look at the things you can do better. You need to look at the things that you can improve, but you can never be too happy about wins, and you can never be too upset about losses. And I'm somebody that can talk from experience, and from big experience last year, because I lost the US Open final being 2 points away from winning my first Grand Slam. you know, being 2 sets to love up, bringing a break up and stuff like that. So serving for the match. And in my opinion, yes, of course you're upset. You're devastated. You know, this is something that you worked for your whole life. This is not only about money in that regards, but you know, you need to see that what happened. You need to see what you can improve, and then you need to go back and work on new things, and work on improving, you know, the things that you can actually control, because you can't really control the past. The past is in the past. You can only look at what is ahead in the future, in a way.
I think that's a good analogy there as well. I think, you know, a similar thing with trading. I think especially, look, when you're learning, it is the same thing. You have to look at what went wrong and how you're going to improve that next time. Again, I think one of the key things that I did, and I guess I was lucky to have done this, but I started trading automated. So I really didn't actually start trading any strategies until I'd built them and tested them and found out whether they could be good or not. So look, you know, you still are going to have losses, but again, for me, I think it's, you know, it comes down to the preparation, seeing what you've done wrong in the models up front, if you build them and they don't work, and then trying to fix that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. See what other questions we've got here. I'll take a few more and then I might hand it over to you, Sasha. All right. What's a good trade to start with, says Natasha. We can't give you any specific advice on the trades, Natasha, but you know, look, a good suggestion again is just to open up a TMGM account, get the trading platform, and just start to familiarize yourself with the platform. I mean, look, some of the products that I like trading gold. I like trading the US market. Probably something that's good to start with is something that you might have some understanding about. So I think that's probably what you'll naturally gravitate to. I mean, the first trade I ever placed was on the Australian dollar, because I'm in Australia and you hear about it on the news. This was when I first started. So I think that's probably the key. I'll see if I've got some other questions. All right, actually, we've got questions here in the chat and in questions. So sorry, I haven't even seen all of these. All right, so this one says, so when there's a trade-off between loss and profit in the share market, what's the basic advice a new beginner should follow like myself? Because there's always a fear, I guess. Again, look, we can't, that's from Gerline, we can't give you specific advice, but again, I think it comes down to building automated models and actually testing them, because you're going to build up a lot more confidence when you can see how the model works. You can build it and you can back test it, which is going to, there's no chance of losing money in a back test. And you can run it on a demo account and there's also no chance of losing money on the demo. So I think what happens then is you start to understand how your models work and you start to build up some more confidence. And I think that goes away, the fear, a little bit. All right, I'll do a couple more. I don't know if you're going to see all these, Sasha. So someone said, can I have your racket? I think they meant the smashed one.
I'm sure this is not the last one that I'll smash.
Is that a special one, or is that why you kept it?
Well, I don't think so. It's actually I'm at home in my new apartment, so I kind of designed the whole place myself. I did everything myself, so it's kind of just a design piece now.
Cool.
It just looks good.
All right. Where was it from?
I got a lot of trophies in the back as well, but so for some reason everybody only focuses on the smashed racket.
Oh, there you go. Well, you brought it up, so no, all good. All right.
All right, there's quite a few questions here. I'll tell you what, I'll find one more trading one, and I'll come back and we'll get some questions for you. All right. All right, this chat moves very fast. Sorry, guys. I can see actually everyone is answering each other's questions, which is fantastic. All right. Okay. Abdul says here, as AI technology advanced, will trading robots become more precise? Look, there's many different, actually, it's a really good question, Abdul. There's many different types of trading models you can build. So some people do build AI type models. I mean, we have elements of AI in some of our models. Will they become more precise? Look, the markets are always evolving. So, there's always different ways to try to make money. As a trader, what you need to do is you need to find a space that you can compete in, and you need to be the best at that, I think. So, for example, we had a guy come and present at our 2019 conference, Chaim Bodek, who's a high-frequency trader. To do high-frequency trading, you need a lot of money to get started, and you need a lot of technology. So that's not something that everybody can do. And if you try to play in that space, I mean, number one, it's out of the reach of most people. But the guys who are doing it really well are going to absolutely they're going to beat you. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to find a place that that you can trade. Again, I guess in answer to the question, will they become more precise? I don't know about more precise. I think the markets are just always evolving. So, and one more question here, actually, Paulina, what is the correct sizing? We actually have a position sizing model that we have in our systems building program, which I'll actually talk about after Sasha's questions. But basically, as I would probably say, most people are over trading, so smaller is probably better. Okay, I know it might be exciting to take smaller trades, but it's pretty simple. If you have a smaller trade size, you're going to decrease your risk. Okay. All right, Sasha, I'll hand it over to you. Do you want me to read questions, or are you happy to read them out there and pick out some you want to answer? I don't think you get them all.
I mean, I can try to find them. The computer doesn't work as well on this side. That's the only problem. I can find some.
Okay. If you get stuck, I can. I'll pick through as well.
Yeah. So Wayne says, "Have I trained today?" Actually, I've not trained today yet. I'm actually training twice today, but later on, once I'm finished here, I'm going straight to the court and I'm going to the gym. Yeah, trying to prepare, trying to do the best I can to be ready for the Monte Carlo tournament.
Cool.
Next one. Which player do you think will win French Open besides Nadal? Do you think he can stop Rafa's supremacy on the clay? Look, I think Nadal is the favorite. There's no doubt about it. I think he's still the guy that everybody's looking forward to beating from the top guys. I think there's a few players that on a clay court, just on a clay court, not any other surf, but just on a clay court, have a chance. I think that, there's actually three guys I would say that realistically have a chance of beating Rafa on a clay court into French Open. And that would be, Novak. Obviously, he's done it before. Dominic has beaten Rafa a lot of times, and I actually think when I'm playing well on the clay court, I've won 2 Masters series. I've done well on clay, won many tournaments. So, it's obviously a very tough task. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but I think I have a chance. Is there a tournament that really gives you goosebumps when you're coming on the court? There's not really specific tournaments. There's more moments. When I'm playing in Germany, and the crowd is really supporting you, the crowd is loud. When I play in Hamburg, in my hometown, when I'm playing in Halle, the stadium is very, very big. it always gives you goosebumps. At the Grand Slams, you know, when the crowd is supporting you, that is always very special. Yeah, there's always different environments. Mexico, I think the Mexican crowd is always extremely special to me because I feel like I'm half Mexican when I play there. So that is quite special. So it always more depends on the crowd and the circumstances rather than a tournament itself, I think. What else is there?
I've got one here for you from Flavia. She said, "Hi, Sasha," or he, sorry, or she, sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm very happy that I have the opportunity to be here today. Here's my question. What are your goals for this year's season? Hope you stay healthy and injury-free.
Well, I'm actually a little bit injured right now. So that is gone. I hope I can recover for the Monte Carlo tournament. But yeah, these things happen. They're normal with us tennis players. But my biggest goal for this year is obviously to do well at the Grand Slams. I think I've come extremely close to winning them last year, to winning the US Open last year. I think I was quite, not far away this year. The Australian Open, I think the match with Novak was extremely difficult and extremely high level. Who knows how it would have gone if I could have won that match somehow. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting closer. I feel like I'm getting more towards the finish line, but still I haven't done it yet, and I hope I can do it this year.
Wishing you all the best of luck, mate.
Yeah. What else is here? How does it feel to play in a stadium full of cheering people? Well, this is the reason why we play tennis, right? I think the emotion that we get in sports, the emotion that we get from a crowd, from people that are there to watch you play, is something that you can't really describe. There's so much going through your head. There's so much emotions. There's obviously you get nervous. Obviously you feel pressure, but that's something that you enjoy. That's something that you look forward to. Obviously we miss the crowd a little bit now due to COVID, but we hope we can get it back quite soon. I mean, I played in sensational tennis match. I mean, I played in front of the biggest crowd ever in Mexico, in front of 50,000 people with Federer. So that feeling is something that we do miss during COVID times. Advice for hitting a good backhand. You take your racket back and hit it as hard as you can. No, but in all seriousness, I think my backhand is a shot that I never ever thought about, to be honest. There's I think in everyone's world, in every job that you do, there's some things that come more natural to you, and there's some things that you need to work on. You need to try to improve. You need to try to get better. And my backhand is something that from when I was little, it was always something that was just natural to me. And yeah, I never had one thought of one extra thought in my head.
Hey Sasha, I've got a question for you. We always say here, nobody is born a trader, so you have to learn. But I think there's probably as with anything, there's probably a little bit of natural skill to anything. What do you think with tennis? From your own experience, how much do you think is natural skill, and then obviously you've put in a lot of hard work as well? What do you think the balance is?
To be honest, I always say that, even though I hate the saying, I say it's true in a way. Hard work beats talent. 6 out of 7 days in a week. So in my opinion, yes, talent is one thing. You need to have a good feeling in your hand. You need to know. You need to have good time. You need to have great hand-eye coordination. But at the end of the day, you need to spend the hours. You need to spend the hours on court. You need to spend the hours in the gym. And this is how, I became one of the best players in the world, is by hard work. Because I think there's a lot of guys that are way more talented than I am. I think there's a lot of guys that are way more talented than even Grand Slam champions. But the Grand Slam champions, they are the ones that are putting in the hours and they're putting in the work. So I think nothing beats that.
I agree. I think, from a trading perspective, we have clients of ours that have learned how to build automated models. And, a lot of those guys have won. We run a trading championship. So they've won the trading championship, which is live money championship, with some really, really good results. And the thing is, there's no, those guys, they've been working with us for 3 or 4 years. They started building some good stuff, within the first year, but it's taken a little bit of time. And then I sometimes see other people who start and they say, I can't do this. I say, but the other guy who got those great results, I mean, he's been working hard for for years.
Yeah.
Nothing beats hard work. I'm with you.
Yeah. I can't seem to scroll through the questions anymore.
All right. I'll see if I can find some for you.
You can find something.
All right. Okay. I'll shorten this one. But do you have any fun facts that we don't know? I mean, obviously, you don't have to say about who it is or anything, but do you have any fun facts that we don't know about other players on the tour? So obviously, I sort of adapted the question, but
of course, because that's the guys I see on a weekly basis. I'm not going to share too many top secrets because obviously, otherwise, I will not get told them. But there's some things that are funny. I think. Some things that like Dominic Thiem always sings in the shower or sings everywhere. So you kind of hear him before you see him always.
Is he a good singer?
When he's in the locker room. Someone like Andrei Rublev, when you play any type of game with him, whether it's a board game, whether it's chess, whether it's FIFA, he has the same intensity as on a tennis court. He starts smashing the controllers, he starts freaking out, he starts celebrating the same way he does on the tennis court. I mean, what else? There's so much. I mean, Federer is like a little kid. Sometimes he's one of the nicest and coolest guys on tour, but he's the way he acts in public is always very well behaved and all that, but then he's actually inside he's an extremely funny guy. So those are some of those.
There you go, with inside information, guys. Nikita wants to know, who's your biggest competition on the court? Who would there be one person or any people that you would just go, oh, this is going to be challenging?
No, I mean, obviously the top guys. The top guys, it's going to be a tough day. But, I'm trying to think of somebody maybe a little bit younger who I would say is my biggest rival, because the top guys, they've been rivals with each other for so long. So I would say probably someone like Dominic Thiem would, I think, in the end, would maybe go down as my biggest rival because we've already played massive matches. We played finals of Grand Slams. We played final of a Master Series. We've played in the biggest events possible. And I think in the future, we'll still play a lot of big matches. So I think down the road, if we are all retired, if we're all old, I think Dominic Thiem might go down as my biggest rival.
Oh, there you go. We'll see you two battle it out over the next few years then, I guess. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. All right. I'll find, I reckon we can probably do one more question, and then I've got a special bonus offer from the TMGM guys and also from us, which I'll go through. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. We can, maybe we can ask this one. What's your workout routine like?
It depends. It depends what stage of the season I'm in. In the off season, I train 7 to 8 hours a day. I do gym twice a day. I play tennis twice a day. So my sessions would be probably 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the gym, then 11:30 to 1:30 tennis. Take a rest, come back in the afternoon, do 6 to 8 on the tennis court, and then 8 to 10 in the gym again. And then obviously do recovery treatment, do work with my physio. So that would be my day, which would be 8-9 hours long. Of course, during tournaments, you can't train as much because you need your energy, you need your power to be playing. But as I said, as a tennis player, you need to have your body in the right stage for the right time. During Grand Slams, you need to be at your peak. During training blocks, you don't need to play your best. You need to be kind of destroying yourself to then rebuild for the Grand Slam. So it really depends on what stage of the year you're in.
All right. I'll do a couple more. There's a couple of good questions here. And leading on from the training, you probably got to eat quite a bit while you're doing all that training. And Bree wants to know, do you have a pre or post match snack that is tradition?
There's not one snack or meal that I eat every single time before I go on court. It more depends on the week. I mean, I have my restaurants, I have my places where I like to go in different kind of types of cities. I have my restaurants in Melbourne that I like to go before matches. Then I have my places in other cities around the world. So because we travel the world for 11 months a year, but we go to the same places, so we kind of know the place that we go to. The people know us, we know them. We like to have a family kind of vibe, and that's how we do it.
What's your favorite restaurant in Melbourne?
Oh God.
Well, it doesn't have to be a restaurant. It could be kebab stand or whatever.
No, I actually don't know. What's my favorite restaurant in Melbourne? Yeah, but what's it called? I can't remember.
Put you under pressure.
Yeah.
If you think of it,
I can't remember the name. I know where it is. I know what it looks like, but I actually can't remember.
All right. If you think of it, let us know. No worries. And I'll do one. I'll do one more. This is actually a really good question, I think. I'm
actually getting a text message from Melbourne. It's Grati.
Oh, there you go. What was it? Sorry.
That's why I eat. That's why I eat before matches.
What was it called? Sorry.
Grati. It's in
Grati.
the crown.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Fantastic. Probably be full in the next 5 minutes. All right. Any advice you got from the top players which proved to be almost life-changing?
No. At the end of the day, you need to walk your own path. Yes. I had a lot of great conversations with Roger. I had a lot of great conversations with obviously my brother as well. But at the end of the day, everybody's different. You need to walk your own path. I mean, the life experiences that I had are different to the life experience that they had. So you can't really compare. But at the end of the day, what I always say, you need to enjoy the things you do. The moment I stop enjoying playing tennis is the moment that I'm not going to play anymore. And, at the end of the day, you need to love what you're doing. And whether it's a tennis player, whether it's another job, you need to really know what you like.
Good on you. Agree 100%. Angelo from TMGM messaged me as well. He said it's called Grati. It's an Italian place. So Angelo's Italian, obviously. All right. Okay, what I'll do, I'll go through the special offers that we have, the bonuses from TMGM and also from TradeView, and then we'll come back to say goodbye. So
all right.
One sec. All right. So basically, look, we always talk about moving forward. If you haven't done it already, look, make sure you open up your TMGM account with the link here. So make sure you use bit.ly/trade automated. I'm just going to post that again in the chat so you can do that. And when you open up an account with this link, you're going to be eligible for the special bonuses that you get tonight. So what they are, this is courtesy of TMGM. So it's a $50 no deposit bonus once you've got your account details verified. So what that means is open an account through the QR code or through the link that I just gave you, and this is going to be for new accounts only. What you're going to get is you're going to get a $50 no deposit bonus. So that means you'll get $50 credited to your account that you can trade with. Okay, so that's $50 real money or in your account that you can trade with. So if you don't have a TMGM account, then that's a perfect reason to open up an account tonight. It has to be through the link that I gave you. So I'm going to post it again. So it's, one second, it's bit.ly/trade automated. If you type it in, you have to use a capital T and capital A or it doesn't work. So make sure you open that up. When you open it, just contact support and mention this webinar, and then they'll apply that $50 no deposit bonus to your account. So you can actually start trading straight away. with a real live account. This one is available to non-Australian residents only. So sorry to Australian residents, you can't take this one up tonight. But for everybody who's not in Australia, you can take it up. I think you'd be crazy not to take up a $50 bonus in your account, and you don't actually even have to deposit any money for it. Literally just open an account, get verified, as in it's just a normal verification process with opening a TMGM account, and you're going to get $50 in your trading account. You cannot beat that. Start trading today. All right. And then also, this is something from us, but courtesy of TMGM. I've already shown it on there, but basically what you can get is you can get our online systems building program, which is normally $990. I'll bring it over here. This is it on the website, and this is where we're going to teach you how to build your own automated trading models. So, you know, we say here, step out of the past and into 2021. You know, look, there's no reason, I think somebody said it in the chat before, there's no reason to be trading manually anymore. You can do everything with automation. I mean, Sasha, I'm sure you, even racket technology, I mean, I guess a racket is a racket, but I've seen the old school wooden ones. I'm pretty sure no one on the tour plays with a wooden racket, do they?
No, I mean, the racket technology is phenomenal. I mean, I think Head, well, I'm playing with Head, so I'm a little bit biased, but I think Head is doing the best job out there when it comes to racket technology. That's why so many top players in the men's game and in the women's game, of course, as well, both world number ones are playing with a Head racket. The development of the racket is ongoing. Every single year, the rackets improve, and we need to, because we need to keep up with the speeds of the game. We need to, you know, be able to serve 230 kilometers an hour in my case. So I think the racket is the most important thing for a tennis player, and the development, the improvement of that is amazing.
That's it. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, you need to keep up with technology. You can't be at the top of your game if you're using outdated technology. That is the same with trading. So you need to get yourself automated. You can do the systems building program. It's an 80% discount, and you can get it for $198. Also on there, we have the Introduction to Markets program. So if anybody's not 100% confident starting on the systems building program, you can start with the Introduction to Markets. That one's normally $495. It's about 250 pages of content that you can go through. It's the ideal program for new traders. It'll basically show you how to get started and build your confidence in the right way. So you can do that one as well. So both of those there, if you want to start a little bit more low-key, you can start with the Introduction to Markets. If you're ready to start building some online systems, you can start with the systems building program. Or you know what, at those prices, you can just buy both of them, and you can learn as much as you possibly can. This is the program that I did, the systems building program. Learned how to build automated models, and now I'm the general manager and trading models here. So to do that and get 80% off, you need to use the code TMGM. I'm going to give you the links now. So I'm going to give you the link for Introduction to Markets and Online Systems. So that's in there. That will take you straight to the shopping cart. And when you get to the shopping cart, I'll just show you quickly. All right. What you need to do, you've got the program in there, $495. What you need to do is apply the coupon, which is capital TMGM, and then hit the plus button, and that's going to reduce it to $99. Then you can just go ahead and pay by credit card or PayPal. Because I already have an account, obviously, it's taking me straight to the payment page. If you don't have a TradevView account, then it will ask for you. You'll have to set up your account details first. Just the basic details that we need to set up an account, and then you'll be able to follow the same process. So do that through the links. Just a couple of other things I need to explain about the offer. The online systems building program requires a TradevView X subscription. That's our platform that you'll be able to use to build automated trading models. It's actually you can get it for free through TMGM. So if you deposit $3,000 with TMGM, you'll be able to get the platform for free. Otherwise, you can also get it from them or from us for $99 per month. But if you deposit $3,000, it is free. The free TradeviewX platform is only available as well for non-Australian residents. So you need to be not in Australia to take advantage of that one. So perfect opportunity to get started. As Sasha was saying before, look, talent is one thing and it certainly goes a long way, but nothing beats hard work. So if you're trading and you're not getting the results that you want, let us show you how to do it our way. Start building some models, put the work in, and I'm pretty confident that, you can start getting some really, really good results. All right. So the two things there before we finish up, make sure you get your $50 no deposit bonus by opening a new account. For non-Australian residents only, must be through the QR code or the link that I've posted, or get the introduction to markets, and or you can do all of these things for $99, or the online systems building program for $198, 80% discount. You can't beat that. We'll show you how to build some automated models. Use the code TMGM in the checkout. And you must be not an Australian resident, and you can get the platform for free if you deposit $3,000. So I'll hand back over to, actually what I'll do just quickly, I'll post my details there. So if anybody wants to copy those down or contact me, you can. Probably best way is Skype, tradeview.ec, or my email, edwin.cornelison@tradeview.com.au. You can find us on the website. You can also just get us on the chat on the website, which is down here. So if you've got any questions, I'll hang around. So will the other traders tonight. And you can fill your details in there and chat with us if you've got any questions about the programs. All right. I'll hand over to Sasha to finish up. I just wanted to say personally, thanks very much, to all of you for coming to the webinar tonight, and I hope you're able to come to some more where we can show you how to build some automated models and other really interesting trading strategies that you can use. But of course, massive thanks to Sasha. It's been a pleasure having you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun, actually. A lot of fun and a lot of things that I think everybody can still learn from this, right?
No, I think so. I really appreciate it. I think you had some great advice, and we wish you all the best in in this year and in your career. Yeah. Look, mate, definitely looking forward to seeing you at #1. I'll remember this webinar. I'll say that. I'll see you on TV, mate, and I'll say
thank you.
I'll say remember the webinar. But no, we know you've got the talent and you're putting in the hard work. So we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks very much. All right, just see you, Sasha. Thanks, mate. Thanks all. Bye-bye.
Что ты делаешь?
Камеру